Stress-free. Anything I can do to make myself stress-free. This is what I wanted. Okay, here we go. Everyone happy now? Good. Shut the fuck up. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
Motherfucker. I know, what a great way to start a show. Motherfucker is all I have to say. I've been trying to get someone to come over and look at our shower enclosure. I say enclosure, it's a walk-in shower. My wife and I decided to remodel our bathroom. The tile that we have is like a 12 by 12 tile all over the floor, and it looks like coffee stain tile. That's what it looks like. 12-inch, looks like everything's like water stains or whatever. It's horrible. Poor design. But it goes up the wall, 3 tiles up the wall, and then we have a fiberglass resin walk-in shower. Had one guy come over, I told you the story about 3 knuckleheads, Mo, Larry, and Curly over here. Haven't heard back from them yet. Nope. Fuck them. Then I had a husband and wife team. They came over and they gave us, all the good stuff, what a contractor should. And we're like, okay, we'll think about that. I want to get one more estimate. So today, well, let me backtrack a little bit. So my wife and I went to a different tile store to just get more prices on tile for the bathroom. I wanted to keep the budget around $15,000. So the major flex that we have is, how much are we going to spend on tile? The labor, we can mess with that, but the tile is what's going to cost the most. We want a natural stone for the most part, and the rest of it will be ceramic tile. The floor and the trims and stuff. So we spent about 2 hours in a tile store again. Enjoyed every minute of it with my wife. We walk around and she sometimes has a tendency to, get overwhelmed and sits in the corner crying, so much options and stuff. No, she did well. She did very well. We had one of the guys help us. One of the people that were working there help us, corral us and say, okay, you don't want this, you want this. If you're doing this, you have to do this. And basically just, we need structure. And this guy gave us structure as far as what tile we can use, what works well together, and so on and so forth. So we left there, and we sat in the parking lot for a little bit. Car running, AC. And so my wife's like, all right, what do you want to do now? I said, well, let's get another estimate. Let's call the people at the first place we went to, because they offer the service of installation of tile, and set that up. She's like, yeah, but you got to talk to him. My brain is fried after 2 hours in a tile store. She's like, she's blinking, but no one's really, she's not looking at anything. She's just blinking randomly. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So as we're driving home, put her on the speakerphone in the car, and I'm talking to him. I'm like, all right, yeah, hey, do you set up, I need to set up an appointment, essentially. All right, hold on, let me get you that person. We get to that person. I said, I'd like to set up an appointment for an estimate. Okay, it's a third-party company. I just want you to be aware of that. I said, that's fine. I worked for Home Depot for many years. I understand how that works. Home Depot doesn't have Home Depot installers. They're contracted out. So what's a good time? Friday? Yeah, Friday. What time? 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock works great. I'll take it. All right, I just need your name. And so I get all this information. Or give her all the information. And then I get a text message, not even 30 minutes as we're driving home. Hey, thanks for reaching out to us. We look forward to helping you with your tile thing. And this is Saturday afternoon. I'm like, great. Monday morning comes around. I get a text message. I don't know if it's automated or not. I'm sure it's automated. It's a mile long text message just to confirm, thank you. Are we still good for Friday? And, yada, yada, yada. And you type in, Y for yes, N for no, or C for cancel. And yes. All right, we're good. Tuesday, I get an email. We're looking forward to serving you. The person coming out is Brandon. Brandon will be, and this is what Brandon looks like, and all the information. And please, no need to respond to this text message. All right, fine. or email. I get another text message on Wednesday. Are we still good? Yes, we're still good. I set my alarm for Friday afternoon. Hey, just a reminder, because, there's so many things going on here. The tile guy's coming out on Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock. So I hurry up and do my grocery shopping and stuff that I do every Friday. So I go down to Walmart and get all that stuff. Make it back to the house, 12:30. As soon as I pull in the driveway and I pop the trunk. Does anyone say pop a trunk? Why do you pop in the trunk? No, you hit the button to open up the trunk. Zzz, trunk goes up. Start gathering the groceries. Phone rings. And I don't know, we got these brand new Samsung 24s or something like that. And so it'll say whether it's a scam call, scam likely. I like that one. On my phone, it says scam likely. How about just say, don't answer. Scam. Likely a scam. It says valid number. It's got a big green check mark. I'm like, all right, this is a guy. This is my Brandon. Brandon calls, or I answer the phone. Hey, Travis, it's Brandon. Brandon, what's going on? Just to let you know that I'm supposed to be there at 1 o'clock today. I said, yeah. And these fucking phone calls. I gotta put this on airplane mode. It's gonna happen all the way through. I said, yeah. I said, I just got home from grocery shopping. He goes, yeah, I'm over in Pineville. Now, we broadcast. Our house is just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a little town called Marshville. Population 2,500 people. So we're out in the middle of nowhere. I understand that. Pineville is probably 45 minutes southwest of us. It's south of Charlotte. I'm like, okay. He goes, so my appointment's going to be around, you don't mind if I get there around 2:30? I'm thinking in my mind, he's asking me if I don't mind if he gets here around 2 or 2:30? And I'm playing back in my mind all the text messages and all the emails and all the confirmation. And I answered everything correctly on the test. I answered, I was ready, I was willing, and I am able. And then he calls me up. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to cram everything in one day. I got to drop off some stuff in Pineville, and it's going to take me, 50 minutes to get out to you because it's Friday traffic. And, he's just going around in circles. And I'm like, look, man, I have to go to work. What I'm doing right now. I have to go to work at 2 o'clock. I was hoping to be done and back to work at 2 o'clock. So if you're going to be here at 2 o'clock, 2:30, I said, it's not going to work. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I go, look, man, I understand. We're out here. I said, and he's trying to explain himself. And it sounds like a young guy, probably mid-30s, if not coming up on 40. It sounds like he's been doing it for a while. And, you could just get that feeling from when you talk to someone like that. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like going, look, ball's in my court now. I've got you, buddy. I've got you. You're going to be hogtied. I'm going to get this job for free type deal. I said, look, man, I want to get with you next week. And I said, look. I said, collect your thoughts, man. I said, we can reschedule it if you need to. No problem. Oh, man, thank you for understanding. It takes you just kind of lighten up my load for the day. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I said, I can't do anything on Monday because I got a show I do on Monday. And Wednesday and Friday afternoons, I got another show. I don't tell them that. I told them working. I'm telling you a show, but all the shows that you see behind me, if you're watching me on the YouTube video, those are all the shows that I do. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He goes, man, I appreciate it. I said, just text me. You don't have to call me. You don't have to bother me. Just text me. What's a good time for you? And I'll say yes or no. And then we'll go from there. All right. Appreciate it. All right. I'll talk to you later, Brandon. Click. So I told my wife this. And she's like, you mean I cleaned up the bathroom for nothing? I said, no. First of all, you cleaned up the bathroom for us. Because, she's got the whole entire double vanity there with all her hairsprays and makeup and her new Dyson hair dryer that she's got. It's $500. It sucks the hair in and does all the curls and stuff. Women out there know what I'm talking about. And so she's cleaned the countertop off and cleaned the bathtub or jacuzzi bathtub. She cleaned up all around that. And I said, this morning, the first thing when I talked, I said, bathroom looks good, babe. Should look good like this all the time. She's like, I know. I'm sorry. Too much on my mind. So I went in there right before I came up here to the studio, and I said to her, no tile got today. She's like, what? I explained to her just like I explained to you. She's like, all right, so we're going to get a good deal. I said, we fucking better get a good deal on whatever price for making me fucking wait. I'm ready to goddamn buy tile and destroy half this bathroom. She's like, okay, well, we'll deal with it. I said, all right, well, we'll see what happens. You know, like I said, and I'm confused. Is the ball in my court or his court? Ball's in my court. No, it's in his court. As far as he's got to get back to me, but I've got the upper hand. And all these analogies are making me confused. All right, guys, when we come back, I'm going to talk about, I have eaten Bojangles so much in the last couple of weeks, and I'll tell you why. So stick around. I'll be right back.
Hey, Travis, good afternoon. My name is Brandon with Footprint Force giving you a call. How are you?
Good, Brandon. What's going on?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, I'm giving you a call. I have to make a stop here. I'm over in Pineville, and I'm making a stop real quick, and then I'm heading your way.
Okay.
So it'll be closer to 2 o'clock that I think I'll be able to make it out there. And just wanted to, we wanted to make sure you were still good at the end of our appointment window there to meet with me if I was to be there closer to 2.
Yeah, I was hoping to be done by 2 because I have to start work today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be done by 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can reschedule if you need to.
Yeah, I'm just far away. I'm just far away and just starting to get organized to head that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell you what.
Get your things together and then call me back or text me another opportunity. I am not good Monday mornings, Wednesday afternoon, and then like Friday afternoon like today.
Okay. Yeah, we just happened to catch a bad day for you too. Okay. Well, hey, I am sorry for the inconvenience here. I'm trying to fit it all in, and I'm sorry to be running a little behind.
Yeah, and I know I'm way out of town and stuff, so I understand that.
Well, thank you. Okay. Well, so we'll get something organized for early next week, certainly. Maybe. Can you say that one more time? Monday morning's bad, Wednesday and Friday afternoons are bad. Is that right?
Correct.
And I'll shoot you a time. If it doesn't work, let me know and we'll find another one. But we'll be sure to see you early next week then.
Cool, man. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Thank you much.
Thanks. Bye.
Living out here in the middle of nowhere, there are few options as far as franchise restaurants to eat at. We do have a Bojangles. North Carolina's famous for having Bojangles. If you don't know what a Bojangles is, it's kind of like a Popeye. It's kind of like a Kentucky Fried Chicken, but better. A little bit better. Not better than Popeyes, but Popeyes doesn't do breakfast. Or do they? I don't know. There's no Popeyes around here. They had one around here, and they closed it down. I was pissed. I was so pissed. We just moved in. Oh, great. There's a Popeyes down the road. A year later, shut down. God damn it. So Bojangles basically is like a chicken and biscuit type place. So my wife and I went out to breakfast the other day, and I'll get back to Bojangles here in just 1 sec. So my wife and I went out to breakfast the other day, and there's a lot of diners in our town. Individually owned, owner operated. So it's good. I don't want to say home cooking. It's home cooking. Nothing's really like, bought from like Cisco or anything like that. They've got their individual companies that deliver their food and stuff. And so we went to this place called Judd's, Jud. And when you walk in, I mean, it is 1970 in this place. You can see the wear patterns on the floor, the tile, that asbestos tile, 12-inch laminated tile. You've seen that in your elementary schools and stuff growing up. There's a wear pattern on the floor. The AC ducts and stuff. They probably didn't have AC at one time in this building, and now they're like on the ceiling, and they're like covered in. I know this is gonna get gross, like that black mold, soot, dirt, dust. I don't know. Adds flavor to the food, right? As it's blowing on top of your grits and eggs. And we sat down. It's our first time there, but it was recommended to us, and by a local person that lived in the area. that we met at another diner. How? I was like, God damn, this bill at this restaurant's expensive. Have you been to Judd's? No, we haven't. So they were like, well, you should go to Judge and try it out. So we did. We sat down and I thought it said fried chicken, but sometimes my eyes play tricks on me. I got a grilled chicken breast because I'm doing the Whole30 diet, watching my weight. Hash browns, 2 eggs, and 2 sausage patties. My wife got pancakes. I know everyone's starving right now. My wife got pancakes, couple eggs, and coffee and toast. So as we're sitting there, it took a long time to bring the breakfast to us, but that's okay. You know why? Because they're cooking it. They're not microwaving it. They're not doing anything like that to it. And when I say sausage patties and fresh food, the sausage patties that came out, if you're watching me on the YouTube video, each one was about as big as my phone. A little exaggerating, but it was like ground sausage, and he picked it off the log, smacked it on the thing, and hit it with the spatula a couple times. You know, if you get those Jimmy Dean sausage logs and you pinch a couple nougats off of there and you smash it down, that's the way they came out. Not those sausage patties that are completely perfectly round. They look like a little poker chip. No, this is like real sausage patty. So we're like, wow, look at this. This food's really, really good. And as we're sitting in this booth and enjoying our meal at Judd's, to my left, across the aisle, there's a black guy with a child. And they're sitting there and, you know, must be daddy day out or something like that. And they're enjoying breakfast, and I'm kind of, you know, making aware of myself around. And there's all walks of life in this place, from over-the-road trucker-looking guys to OG, triple OGs with, you know, 3 screaming kids and, you know, the wife with fake eyelashes and gold teeth. I mean, all walks of life. Everyone's sitting in there, getting along, enjoying breakfast. Great. It's a beautiful place. So the guy to my left spins around and says, have you ordered yet? And I kind of was like across the aisle, like leaning in the aisle going, I'm sorry, what? He goes, did you order breakfast yet? And I said, yeah. He goes, have you gotten the bill yet? And I go, no. I said, I don't understand what you're asking. He goes, he kind of just waved me off. He's like, never mind. He forget about it. He was getting nervous. Forget about it. So he starts talking to his kid, turns back around, talks to his kid, and they're having a good time. Kids, you know, doing paper airplanes with the fork and, you know, just having a great time, being a kid. And the dad's sitting there loving it, and they're having a good conversation. Kid's probably 6, 7 years old. So our food comes down. We're sitting there looking at it like, wow, this looks good. This looks really good. And he comes up, gets out of his booth, walks around the island of the restaurant, and comes over to us. And you ever seen like when the waitress will put a green and was it like a green receipt, you know, handwritten receipt, whatever they took your order with on the table, old school, right? He grabs it and he goes, I'm just going to let you know, a couple paid for myself and my son's meal, and I'm going to pass it forward and pay for your meal. I said, man, you don't have to do that. No, you don't have to. He goes, no. He goes, I don't feel obligated, but I want to. And he was very watching you on the YouTube. He's like, I would love to buy you your breakfast this morning. I said, okay, man. I said, okay, I understand someone bought your meal. You feel obligated, but okay, fine. You can buy our meal. So he goes up and then he comes back and he goes, I hope you two have a blessed day. I said, okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Didn't have to, but I appreciate it. So he walks away. His son, you know, skipping out the door, and he walks away. So now I'm looking at my wife. I'm like going, well, that's a first. And she goes, yeah, now we have to pay it forward. I go, I'm not paying for shit. I said, we got a free breakfast. She's like, no, we can't do that. You're going to give us bad juju, bad mojo. I said, okay. So now I cannot enjoy my breakfast because the whole entire time I'm sitting there, I'm having a conversation with my wife, and she's telling me about, what's going on and what we're doing for the week and all this stuff, and give me the lowdown, the details and all that stuff. And how's your chicken and hash browns? I'm like, it's great. How's your pancakes? The best pancakes I ever had. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, where am I going to, is it that group, that couple over there, that couple over there? Who am I going to pay for their breakfast? I'm obligated now because my wife says I have to. And I said, okay. So we're all done and everything, and we're looking around. Now, sitting behind us in the corner booth is a black family. The wife, like I said, wife, girlfriend, I don't know what she was, the mom. Probably early 30s, long fake eyelashes. I wouldn't say she's a big girl. She's like an Amy Schumer type size. She's got a big fuzzy overcoat on. They've got 2 kids, and the whole entire time, the 2 kids are, screaming, yelling. They're very misbehaved. They're not well-kept kids. And the father, the boyfriend or whatever, he's an OG, triple OG, but he weighs like 100 pounds. So his pants don't fit on him right. He's not the best dressed in the world. And here I am looking at them. They're fine. They're not bothering me. They're enjoying breakfast just like everyone else. So my wife goes, well, just ask that family behind you, pay for them. I'm like going, no. They've got 4 people. We are 2 people. She's like, just go over there and get it. It doesn't matter. Just get it. I'm like going, want to. 2 of us and 4 of them, and I'm getting gypped. So I lean over, I get up out of the seat, and I spun around because they're in the corner booth, and I put my hand on the young lady's jacket, nice and fuzzy, and I go, hey guys, just to let you know, something's going on today. And then their eyes are like going, oh my God. People have been paying it forward, buying someone else's breakfast. I said, the couple that was sitting right here, the father and son, paid for ours. Someone paid for his. I said, we would love to pay for your breakfast. And she's like, okay. And the husband is like, oh man, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool. The kids still, they're probably 4 or 5 years old. They can't sit still. So I grab the check and I go up front and I pay for it. With the tip for those 4 people, and I always do 20%, it was $47. So I came back and I put my hand on the young lady's shoulder again. I said, I hope you guys have a really, really nice day. And then I put my right hand on the youngest one, who's closest to me, the boy. And I said, and you must behave for the rest of the day. Okay? He kind of looked at me and go like, okay, Whitey. No, he didn't say that. But I'm like, and you need to behave for, be good boy for these 2 all day long. And they both said, thank you. As I'm sitting down, my wife goes, are you ready to go? I'm like, God damn it, I just sat down. As I'm turn around and get right back up, she's ready to go. I wanted to take another sip of water or something like that. So I was like dissatisfied when I left. I was like, I wanted to finish my water. So we're leaving. And as we're leaving, we're walking by that family. I could hear her faintly going, maybe we should just pay for those 2 over there. Maybe we should just pay for those 2 over there. Maybe, but what about them? What about that? And that was it. I walked out. I don't know if they paid for anyone or if they did anything, if they were in the same mindset as me saying fucking free breakfast. I'm out of here. Whoo! I don't know if it continued and stuff. So it was just a unique experience for me. I just figured I'd share that with you because it put me in an odd place. And race had nothing to do with it. It was just more of the fact that it was just a weird experience. To turn around and say, hey, look, I am going to pay for your breakfast. And, if would I feel comfortable if it was a room full of everyone, white people? Yeah, maybe. But it was just an experience that I took, a lesson from. I took that feeling and I was like going, this is a new feeling for me. How does this make me feel? How does this make me work? And it was just interesting to deal with that family. Do I think I'm better than that family? No, I don't think I'm better than that family. It was just a weird experience. It was a weird transaction between 2 groups of people, and it was fine. Everyone was happy. So there you go. I had to go to the doctor, and when I come back, I'll talk about that. So stick around. I'll be right back.
Hi, Travis. This is Amy with Footprint Floors. How are you?
With who?
I'm with Footprint Floors. Brandon asked me to reach out and get you rescheduled with Darren for your project.
Oh, yeah, because he didn't show up today.
Yeah, he was on a job site and couldn't get away. I'm not sure if he was able to reach out or not, but he asked me to give you a call.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that inconvenience. Let me get you switched over to Darren and see what day would work best for next week. Are you available on Monday evening?
Evening, like 6 o'clock?
Let's see. Let me just pull up his schedule.
Well, when you say evening, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah. I think he has an opening, if my memory is correct, I think 4 to 5. I'm just going to pull it up real quick and confirm that.
It's a little late. Can you do Tuesday?
Let's see.
Are you pumping gas? What's that noise in the background?
Oh, it's my system beeping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this switched over to Darren, and it's having a fit. Okay, so let's take a look at his schedule. Tuesday looks like if it'll load, I'm sorry. So Tuesday he is available. We could do, yeah, the only thing he would have that day would be 5 to 6. Wednesday's open, Thursday and Friday.
What's Thursday look like?
Thursday we could do 9 to 10.
That'd be perfect.
Okay. All right, I'll get you rescheduled for the 14th, 9 to 10, and I'll send you a new confirmation.
Great. And is it going to be Brandon still?
It'll be Darren. He's the estimator.
So what happened to Brandon? Did you fire him?
No, Brandon's the owner, and unfortunately he had something come up with a job site today, and next week is pretty busy with his calendar, and he didn't want you to have to wait another week. So he asked me to put you with the estimator, Darren.
Okay. Can I still talk to Brandon, though, at some time?
Oh, yeah, I can have him. I can tell him you would want to speak with him, and he can give you a phone call if that would be okay.
Yeah, well, once Darren gets here, then, then we can talk later.
Okay, great. And, yeah, just let Darren know that you're interested in seeing or speaking with Brandon as well, and they'll make it work. They work together, so they'll be able to take care of that.
Awesome. And your name was? I'm sorry. I missed that at the beginning.
My name, it's Amy.
A-M-Y?
Yes.
Just like my wife.
I think it was a pretty popular name.
All right. I look forward to it.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll send you that new confirmation in just a moment.
Okay. Change your smoke detector battery.
Yes, I know I need to do that as well.
All right. All right. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
There's a couple phrases that I do not like. Oh, really? Yeah. Tell us what it is. I don't like the phrase, "it is what it is," because I think that's just a cheap way of copping out of, well, there's nothing I can do type deal. Well, there is a lot of stuff that you can do. You can take an initiative and put your big boy pants on and fix things or do something. No, it is what it is. Those people, I take them and go, you're gone. Get out of my face. I used to live in Florida, Orlando, Florida, and there's the main road, the main vein that goes through Florida, Orlando, Central Florida. It's called I-4. I hate the term I-4 corridor. And they say it all the time, corridor. Because it rhymes with I-4. That bugs the shit out of me. The house that we have here, we have a well. It's a great well. We have a water softener out there. It doesn't smell like rotten eggs. The water here in North Carolina is Very, very good. My dad, who lives with us now, enjoys water. He's like, this water's so tasty, so good. I said, I know. But our water softener needed adjustments. Something went wrong with the board. It wasn't purging and doing all that stuff. So I took a minute last break and went downstairs and talked to the guys. They were out here a few weeks back, and now they're replacing the board on the water softener. Same two guys that were here last time, and they got a third guy, I guess a trainee or something like that. And came down there. I'm like, hey guys, good to see you again. Hey, good to see you. How are you doing? And the one new guy, trainee, goes, oh man, living the dream. And I kind of go, are you, bud? Are you living the dream? That's what a new guy says when it's his first week at the job. Come back to me in a year's time and tell me, are you still living the dream? Cocksucker fucking told me it's shit. And so when someone says living the dream, unless they're physically living the dream, I don't think a guy working on the pump house is living the dream. If that's his dream, sure, it is what it is. So I just had a conversation out there. I just thought that was interesting. Now I was talking about Bojangles. I take my dad to his doctor's appointments because he can't drive. Well, he can now, but his legs were so bad. He had bone-on-bone cartilage on his knees, and it just a bad flare-up. We don't know if it's gout or what happened. And so for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks or whatever, I've been taking him to, this appointment and that appointment. Thank God his appointments aren't that long. There may be an hour. I can sit around for an hour. I don't mind. But as, payment, he either takes me to breakfast or takes me to lunch, depending on what time of the day his appointments are. Now, luckily, he does his appointments early in the morning, which is fine. It works with my schedule. And so we go to Bojangles. And I tell you what, like I said, we don't have anywhere out here, no franchisees around us. The closest one is the Bojangles, which is 10 miles down the road. But when you take my dad or take someone to a doctor's appointment, they're in a developed area. So I have eaten Bojangles, oh, Jesus Christ, at least 8 times for breakfast. They have a good chicken biscuit and steak biscuit over there. We're not sponsored by Bojangles. No, not yet. But wouldn't mind it, but still. So I just thought it was funny. I was like sitting there eating my steak biscuit with my dad, and they got the bow rounds, which are like onion hash browns in a circle, hockey puck, poker chip. And I texted my wife. She's like, how'd your doctor's appointment go? And I go, I'm sitting at Bojangles again, eating breakfast. Ooh. And as you know, that is not Whole30 compliant. No, it's not. Now, I had my doctor's appointment. What's today? Friday? Thursday I had it. Yesterday, 1 o'clock. Kind of in the middle of the day, but I was like, you know what? I don't have to stress or anything about getting there, waking up early, or doing anything. I can take my time and get there as I need to. So I sit down. First of all, the secondary nurse, the one that, Travis, hey, that's me. The one that pulls you, the one that weighs you, one that does your blood pressure, ask you if you're still allergic and still taking the medication, whatever that person's title is. CMA? Is that what it is? I don't know what it stands for. But this lady, I thought she remembered me because she goes, hey, buddy. And she's older. She's probably mid-60s. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Oh, we're buddy. So I'm following her around to the scale. And then she's like, all right, come on over here, buddy. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm a buddy. Like a puppy dog. If you're watching me here on the YouTube video, I'm a puppy dog. I'm walking around with her. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. She's like, okay, sit on the table there. Okay. Thanks, buddy. She does my blood pressure and stuff. And with my new phone, my Galaxy S24, this guy right here, it came with one of these. You see that on the video? Got a whole bunch of, it's like a smartwatch. It's connected to my phone. So anytime I get a text or something like that, I get a notification on my watch. It's the first time I've had one. And this is the first time I've worn a watch in 20 some odd years. So it's kind of hurts. Digs at that little bone right there on your wrist. So she's sitting there taking my blood pressure. She goes, ooh. I'm like, what? She's like, you've got a weird heartbeat. And I go, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm dying. This is it. Elizabeth, I'm dying. So she goes, I go, really? She's like, yeah, it's your watch. She's like, I noticed that, when I was doing the, and she puts the stethoscope on my elbow, my inner elbow. The vibration from my watch was throwing her off. I said, do I need to take it off? She's like, no, I got what I needed. But for like a split second, I go, this is my biggest fear. There's something wrong with my heart. She said that in all seriousness. And I go, oh, Jesus Christ, really? Oh, man. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And then she said that, and I was like, whew, all right. That was weird. That was weird. Thank you for stressing me out. No wonder my blood pressure is 148/97 or something like whatever it was. So she leaves. She said the doctor will be in real quick. I said, okay, good. Now my appointment was at 1:00. I got there at 12:30 so I could sit in the waiting room and relax and watch some TikTok videos or whatever. And within 5-6 minutes, I'm up. Travis, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm in early. So I get in 20-1. I'm sitting on the paper table. She does all her scare tactics as far as my heart beating and stuff. Says the doctor will be right in. So I'm like, all right, it's 1:45. I'm going to be sitting in here for 15 minutes. Five minutes tops. I'm sitting in there, kind of dangling my feet and kicking the table like a adolescent would. And they always knock before they come in. Yes, come on in. Are you decent? No. So she comes in. The doctor comes in. She's a young doctor. She's probably just coming up on 39. Maybe, I don't think she's 40 yet. She doesn't have the 40 look on her. She does have two boys, probably 3 years old. And she's a doctor of internal medicine, which is great. Before I had a nurse practitioner, fake job title there. She was always on my case, and she was older. This is a young doctor now. And she's like, hey, good to see you again. Good to see you. She has no idea who I am. And I'm like, hey, yeah. I said, let me tell you the story about how I got here today. She's like, okay. And I could see mentally she's rolling her eyes in the back of her head. I said, my wife was here. I said, the last time I was here, let me backtrack. The last time I was here, you sent me off and I didn't have a scheduled appointment for an update. So my wife sees Dr. Batchelor over there and she's like, hey, when's my husband's appointment? Oh, we don't have anything on the books. Let's go ahead and book one, she says. So she books one and here I am at this appointment. So I said to her, because I was with her last time, I said, so I don't know what happened with the updated appointment. It was never made. There was no schedule or anything. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. She's writing in her, clipboard. And she's like, she asked me a couple questions, just generic questions and stuff like that. How you feeling? What is this? And are you doing with this? And she's like, okay, let me take your blood pressure. And she did. It's weird. I've never had a doctor do this before, but she does it all the time. She takes my arm and sticks it up underneath her armpit. And I get a little side boob action there. And she does that. She's like, your top number's good. I think it was like a 132, but your bottom number is a 93. She's like, that bottom number's got to come down. I said, and she's like, okay, are you still taking this? Are you still taking this? I'm like, hold on a minute. Hold on. I said, is there anything I can do? Or this is what I've been doing. And I gave her my lecture as far as I was doing the Whole30 diet. And then Christmas time came around. I put on 20 pounds and then lost, 25 pounds and actually lost now another 30 pounds. So I'm back down to a fighting weight of whatever I am. And she goes, oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. And then she starts, have you had your colonoscopy yet? I said, here's another problem I have with you guys. She's like, oh no, what is it? I said, I was supposed to have this done 3 years ago. Nobody calls me. They're always busy. The schedule's not right. Look, I can come here anytime, but you guys don't have any openings. I mean, this has been going on 3 years prior to you. And I said, but in my life, in my family history, we don't have a history of whatever the colonoscopy shows you, pancreatic cancer or something like that. We don't have a history of that in my family. So she's like, oh my God. I said, yeah. And you referred me to another place that was more quicker. The more quicker people still didn't call me. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is not good news. I go, yeah, it's not good news. Because I said to her, I said, what if I had it and I've been trying to get in for 3 years? And she's like, oh, no, I don't. She's like, do you want to poop in a box? I said, yes, I do. I said, I was just telling my wife the other day, why can't I do that Cologuard thing on the screen? Why can't I do that? She's like, oh, you can do it. And I said, but it says that it's, false positives and false negatives have been determined, blah, 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 blah. It's 94% accurate. And I said, is it really that accurate? She's like, yeah, it's really accurate. If you've got like a prominent problem or something like that, it'll notify it right away. I said, okay, so let's do that. She's like, cool. And if it comes back negative, you don't have to do anything for the next 3 years. I said, okay, cool. Let's poop in a box. Right, so let's poop in a box. So she signs me up for that. And as she's leaving, I'm like going, like, she's literally like one hand on the door. Well, thanks for coming in. And she's got her hand on the door handle. I said, well, hold on. Let's go back to the blood pressure thing. And then she takes her hand back off, mentally rolling her eyes in the back of her head again. And she goes, I said, now, I don't drink soda. I don't drink juice. I don't drink any of that stuff. My dad drinks a gallon of sweet tea every day. I said, I stay away from all that stuff, all that sugary stuff. I said, what I do drink is I've got filtered water out of the refrigerator, a splash of lemon juice, like the concentrated lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and I think I said a little turmeric in there. I said, I've heard that helps your blood pressure. She kind of looked at me and goes, well, I think it helps your metabolism, but I've never really heard about it helping blood pressure. I'm like, all right, what about, and she's like, okay, thanks for coming in. And she's got her hand on the door again. I go, whoa, wait a minute, come back. We're not done. I've only been sitting here for less than 10 minutes. I've been waiting for you. I said, what about eating beet juice or something like that to like increase the flow to your heart and, capillaries? And I spit out a whole bunch of terms that I couldn't figure out what I was going to say, but she got the idea. She's like, never heard about beet juice. All right. Anything else? Like she's double checking. I go, no, I think that's it. She's like, okay, we're going to do some labs and stuff. And, well, thanks for coming in. Take care. Stay on the same track. Make sure, you're eating healthy and all that. I'm like, okay. She's like, see you later. Bye. I'm like, see you later. But I was just like, and I was done before my actual 1 o'clock appointment, before it expired. I was like, God, I feel like I was just turned to burn and cattle in a whatever. So who knows? And in all fairness, she can't tell me, I laid on my back. She's pushing on my abdomen. She's feeling around my neck, lymph nodes or whatever. I don't know. She's just pushing on stuff. And she really can't say anything unless she gets like the blood work back. Now, I just got the blood work back today. I haven't read it because they just kind of email it to you. They don't sit down and go, okay, Travis, and they're pointing at the numbers. This number needs to be fixed and this number needs to be fixed and, wagging the finger in front of you. They don't do that. They write a synopsis, a thesis on your blood work and they email it to you. If you read it, you read it. If you don't, if you don't, you don't. I haven't read it yet. I let my wife read it so she knows what's going on. Let her panic for a little bit. Take the stress off my back. I know. But the blood work, I like, well, not that I like getting my blood work done, but the way it's done, I'll dive into that when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. I don't know if it's because of the time of day that I've been going to all these doctor's appointments with my dad. Most of the doctor appointments are around 9 o'clock. I think 10 was the latest. The earliest was like 8:30 in the morning. But no matter what waiting room we were in, they always have that TV up there so everyone feels calm. Oh, look, we're all together. We're watching TV together. It's always on. You tell me what is your doctor's office TV always on? It's always like HGTV. And for whatever reason, I'm always stuck watching House Hunters. Marty and Kevin have a budget of $45,000. And, it's something stupid like that. Jared and Monica have a budget of $1.2 million. And they look at 3 different houses. I want a house, and you're sitting there and you're just like, please kill me here in the waiting room. But no matter what, no matter what appointment I went to with my dad, and I've been to 8 of them in the last, like I said, 3 weeks. Is it that time of day? Does HGTV know that they have a captivated audience of waiting room people watching that? You have nothing else to do. You got to watch our show. Let's put that prime programming, right in the middle of when all the doctor's offices are open. It's kind of like the idea behind what is it? The Price is Right, and what's the other one that they do? It's always The Price is Right that comes on at noon, right? Because they know that it's either lunchtime for people that go home for lunch or people that are home sick from school or whatever, the whole, thing. I was raised on Bob Barker and ginger ale and chicken broth when I was sick at home. It's kind of the same lines, or people that don't work or trying to work or on, well, I don't want to say welfare, but that's the only programming that's on. So they kind of, move that's the welfare thing got me. I know this is going to be bad. The Family Feud. That's what it is. Only because I thought of Steve Harvey. Not that he's on welfare, but it's that audience that likes Steve Harvey. And there's an audience that likes Bob Barker, who is now Jim Carrey. No, not Jim Carrey. Drew Carey. His fat brother. And so I guess House Hunters is doing the same thing as far as let's put our show on during the peak time of doctor office visits. And everyone sitting in the waiting room will have to watch our show no matter what. My doctor, same thing. I've been to my dentist, and it's an upscale neighborhood. I mean, this dentist, he drives 2 Porsches to work. That's how upscale this one is. And they've got House Hunters always, HGTV always on there. Maybe it's a non-political thing where they can go, okay, let's not put anything controversial on the TV where people are fighting. We don't put the local news on there. We don't do any of that stuff. We'll just put something happy. And HGTV is the only reason why that exists. So I just thought it was weird. My wife and I, we have 22 some odd acres here. We have horses. We have a bunch of different animals. We have chicken, fowl, goats. We share goats with the neighbor next door. Not by choice. They just happen to come over. But we do have horses, and we do have pastures to keep the horses in. And this past, right before winter, we had to fix our front pasture fence. Because if we got a good snow and the snow was to sit on the fence, the fence is old enough to where boards would break or snap, and then see you later, horses. See, $2-3 million horses. See you later. Running around in the middle of Marshville. So we took some time and redid some of the fences. And in the process, I don't know how this happened. I don't know, probably drunk or something, not paying attention. I don't know. That's the best way probably to put it. I've got a blood thumb. If you don't know what a blood thumb is, it's if you've hit your nail and the blood pools underneath your nail. So I just figured I'd give you an update. Watch that thing creep up to my fingernail tip in order for it to come out all the way out. So there's your blood update, my blood thumb update of where it's at. So it's interesting to, keep track of that. Just something for you guys to do on the video if you're watching this. Now, the lady that took my blood wants come on, buddy, we're going to the lab. Come on, buddy, we're going to the lab. All right, thanks, buddy. Sit right here, buddy, and the nurse will come over, or the phlebotomist will come over. She didn't say phlebotomist. The lab tech is what she says. The lab tech will come over and take your blood. So just sit right here until she's ready. I said, okay. She's like, okay, buddy, good seeing you, buddy. Talk to you later, buddy. Okay, lady. Bye. So I'm sitting there, and it's kind of like in the hallway. It's kind of like a makeshift waiting room. It's like they threw a couple chairs against the wall, and just kind of sitting there. I'm just kind of, again, swinging my feet like an adolescent, waiting for my blood work, or waiting for my blood get drawn. Now, a lot of people don't like getting their blood drawn. As a child, I had a horrible experience, like anyone else. You know, you're scared. We're going to stick a needle in your arm and pull out your blood. Well, when you're 4 years old, you're screaming at the top of your lungs, and they're putting like the mental patient straps on you to hold you down. And my mom's, there, and she's like pulling her hair out, and we're going to send you to military camp or whatever. We can't hold, you're out of control. And I'm screaming and yelling, and they're trying to pull blood out of me and stuff. It was a horrible experience. I'm screaming top of my lungs. I'm screaming. And so then I grew up, I became an adult, and I got my face pierced, 13, 16 times. And so needles, that was my face your fear type deal. So I know if you look at me here on the YouTube channel, all these are all scars on my eyebrow. You can't see the scars on my lip because of my beard and stuff. And in my cheeks, you can't see the scars because of my beard. But yeah, I had it all over in my ears. All in here, had needles, and that was how to face my fears. And then it just got out of control. I'm like, all right, I'm done doing this. Then I turned 30 and pulled them all out. So now when I go get my blood done, I just have like a 30-second panic attack because I always worry about the air bubble. Now, if you listen to past episodes of This is 50, we appreciate you guys, all you guys out there listening to us and bearing with us while we do this program. And hopefully it's beneficial to someone out there. That Shane says there's no way they can pump a bubble in your thing. So, but there's always that one chance. So as I sit there, and the last girl, lab tech, that took my blood, when she pulled the needle out, she pulled it out like this and scraped my arm. And so I had a little bruise right there. I'm like, that fucking sucked. Fuck you. In my mind, I'm like, fuck you. This woman, lab tech, what arm would you like to use? Doesn't matter. 15 times on my left arm, 15 times on my right arm. It doesn't matter. So she checks out my right arm. No good. Checks out my left arm. Okay, stay right there. She's like, are you ready? Little prick. And she pokes it in there. Didn't even feel it. Didn't it look like she pulled like a little hair off my arm. Bink. And I always lean over because I know the phlebotomist, the lab tech, doesn't hear this enough. I always lean over and goes, that was very gentle. Thank you. She's like, oh, well, thank you. And she wraps it up, and she's like, put your finger here with cotton ball, and she wraps it up. I said, I don't know if you guys hear that enough, whether you're doing a good job or bad job, because I know I've worked with people outside of, other environments that were a phlebotomist at one time, and they took pride in making sure that they did not hurt the person. That was their main, their main concern, whether they were hurting the person. So I said, I figured I'd tell you that was a good job. She's like, thank you. She's like, I never really do. She's like, I never really thought about it, is what she said. Never really thought about it, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I said, you're welcome, bitch. No, I said, you're welcome. And she's like, okay, you're free to go. And I was like, all right, I did a good deed. I did another good deed, from paying from someone's breakfast to telling this nurse here that she did well as far as sticking me with a needle. All right, one more thing before I let you get back to enjoying your day. Next week will be our 10-year. God, I always say 10 years. That's the other show. Next week will be our 1-year anniversary doing the This is 50 show. And we're going to have, if everything goes right, we're going to have a new special guest on the show with us. So if you're bored with me now, just wait. Next week, and hopefully several shows after, this new gentleman coming on the show will spark your interest a little bit more. We're going to go a little bit different direction. We're still going to talk about everything that goes on for people that are over 50 and the things and stuff that we have to accomplish now that we're considered adults. So on that note, guys, okay, see you bye. Bye.